Hi there, I'm Dr. Shiroko Sokitch, owner of Heart to Heart Medical Center and the author of the book, Healing When It Seems Impossible, 7 Keys to Defy the Odds. And I'm here tonight to talk to you about arthritis. Now, arthritis is kind of a complicated subject because there's so many elements to it. And my Facebook Lives are usually kind of short. So tonight I'm going to talk about the different kinds of causes of arthritis because there are many different kinds. And then on a different evening, I will talk to you about ways to diagnose and treat. Although in talking about the different kinds, I will also be addressing ways to diagnose and treat to some degree. So basically, first of all, arthritis, what it means by just definition is that it means joint pain. So any kind of joint pain, any time you have pain in a joint, you have arthritis by definition, but it does not mean that you have a disease. And there are many possible causes of joint pain. So in functional medicine, we often talk about finding the root cause. And, you could have joint pain because of injury, like you could have knee pain or shoulder pain because you injured something when you were working out, or because you fell down and you injured your knee or twisted your knee. So that is an arthritis, but it's caused by an injury, a physical injury. And that would be best treated or diagnosed with some kind of film or using physical therapy or acupuncture or even chiropractic. Like you can have arthritis in your neck or pain in your neck from an injury, and then you would work with that pain by seeing somebody who could help you release that pain. There is also systemic arthritis where you have pain in all of your joints or all over your body, but mostly if it's in your joints, that could be something like rheumatoid arthritis. You can get arthritis or joint pains because you have infection or because you have old injuries. So another type of arthritis is called osteoarthritis, which is from having had injuries when you were younger. And then because of those injuries, your joint became damaged and the joint lining became damaged. And then you have, some people describe it as bone on bone, where like in your hip or your knees, let's say, you had some kind of injuries, and then over the years you use those joints over and over again, and then slowly the cartilage or the tissue that protects the joint began to wear down, and that would be osteoarthritis. But honestly, a lot of people can have osteoarthritis or bone on bone type of joints without having pain. So the pain itself is something different. Sometimes pain is usually caused by inflammation, and inflammation is caused by any number of things. It could be caused by nutrient deficiencies, such you could be deficient in omegas, or certain vitamins can cause it. You could be eating foods that are bad for your health, and they might be causing inflammation in your body, which can cause joint pains. I don't know if you've heard of leaky gut, but if you're eating foods like, for example, gluten or dairy or a lot of sugar, those kinds of foods can cause damage to your gut lining, which can cause something called leaky gut. And your gut is a organ that has the cells line up next to each other, and when it becomes leaky, those cells are sort of not lined up, or there's holes where foods and nutrients that you eat absorb into your bloodstream, and when they shouldn't. And so when they absorb into your bloodstream, then they cause your immune system to react to them. Like, for example, let's say you eat like wheat or a piece of bread, let's say. And if you're sensitive to gluten, and that can cause inflammation or leaky gut, and then that piece of bread, instead of breaking down like it should in your intestines, then suddenly the protein that's in it, the gluten, and there's other proteins called gliadin, then they don't break down into their individual amino acids because they get absorbed into your bloodstream before they get broken down. Then your bloodstream goes, whoa, wait, I don't recognize gluten or gliadin. I recognize those individual amino acids, and starts attacking them. And then that causes inflammation, which can cause joint pains and headaches and weepy eyes and all kinds of symptoms. So that is a common cause of what we call arthritis or joint pains. Another cause of arthritis is infection. And infection can cause chronic infections. You can have infections in your guts that can lead to pain in your joints, again with that leaky gut model that I was describing. Or you can get something like Lyme disease, and Lyme disease can cause a lot of joint pains, and it's very difficult to diagnose. So it could be that. You could also get various viruses can cause chronic inflammation in your body, which can cause joint pains. So there's many different causes of various kinds of joint pains. Excuse me. And one of the things about diagnosing arthritis is that you want to find the root cause. So sometimes you have to search for a while in order to find what is the cause of that pain, unless it was really obvious, like you had an injury and it broke something or injured something, and you didn't you didn't have oh, my brain just suddenly went blank. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you have an injury in your joint, then it's pretty obvious. And then doing physical therapy and massage and acupuncture and various kinds of things like that will help it get better. Whereas if it's something more chronic or from inflammation in your body elsewhere, it can not be that way. So I'm going to do another episode about arthritis in the future, and I'm going to have some slides for you to give you a little bit more explanation about things, and then about how to diagnose it. There can also be toxins that accumulate in your joints and cause pains in your joints. You can also have hormone imbalances. I just saw a client today who was perimenopausal, and her big issue is having joint pains. And this is something that's not necessarily that well known, but when your hormones start shifting, your ligaments and tendons become more sensitive and more easily injured, for one thing, but also some people get a lot of joint pains when their hormones start to go down. Also, when you're going through chemotherapy and cancer treatment, one of my clients is on medication for breast cancer to block her estrogen, and that's causing a lot of joint pains for her. And obviously she cannot take anything that would replace her hormones. So we have to find ways to decrease the inflammation and help support her hormones naturally so that she doesn't have to have the joint pains. And poor sleep can contribute to joint pains as well, because if you're not sleeping well, then your hormones are more out of balance, and then that can also cause joint pains. So there's just a million things that can cause joint pains, and what you want to do is you want to know what might be the root cause of it so that you can get to the solution. And that is why I'm here. So I hope you have I'm going to be signing off now in just a little minute, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Hi there. It's nice to see you here, and lots of fun waves and thoughts. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'm going to be signing off. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.